when it goes away like that. Welcome, strange penguin men from the sewer, to Geek Salad. Geek Salad's Christmas retro movie review from the Geek Salad podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
I'm Joe.
And she's Catherine.
Catherine's got a lot of lag.
Yeah. Okay. And today we are talking about the 1992 Tim Burton Christmas classic, Batman Returns.
So is it a Christmas movie?
Yes. And in fact, this year I feel that in 2018, this is the year Batman Returns is starting to get traction as a Christmas movie. Let's be honest, it took almost 25 years for Die Hard to kind of get that Christmas movie aura put around it.
And Bruce Willis still doesn't want it to have.
Bruce Willis has turned out not to be a decent guy, so...
Or a competent actor.
That's true, too. I'm amazed that a guy of his stature is doing direct-to-DVD movies. So,
Shocking.
Yeah, not even Netflix, just direct-to-DVD. Wow. Him and Seagal. So, yes. I've had a number of conversations on our Twitter feed about whether or not Batman Returns is a Christmas movie. It is certain. Not only is it a Christmas movie in terms of when it takes place and a lot of little aspects of it, the poster was covered in snow. Do you guys remember the original poster? The original teaser poster?
Vaguely, yeah.
They do Christmas a lot in this movie. It's not very subtle. They have Christmas parties. They have a lot of quotes from various Christmas movies.
A character dies turning on a Christmas tree.
True.
Right.
True.
Turning on the sexy self outfit.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, motherfucker.
Wrong movie. It's a PG-13 movie with superheroes in it. There's no motherfuckers in this movie.
Sorry.
Oh, there are, but they just don't say the words.
Right, exactly. Just a ton of violence. So, now, guys, when did you first see this movie? Catherine, when did you first see Batman Returns?
I believe I saw this in theaters.
Okay.
I'm quite sure. Yeah, I saw it in theaters. I really enjoyed it. I didn't quite buy the Catwoman poster at the grocery store, but I thought about it hard.
Joe?
Yeah, I saw it first run movie theater. Was wicked excited about it because I loved the Batman '89, and yeah, I thought it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it.
I saw it opening night. Of course I did. Because again, I loved the first movie, and I was just such a nerd for every little piece of this. Batman, Tim Burton, Danny Elfman, I was all on board with this.
Yeah.
Now Mike saw it last week for the very first time. You watched it twice?
No, 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Okay. Oh, you just give us the when you saw it. And Mike, I'm gonna ask you, what did you think?
I thought it was enjoyable. I still prefer the original Batman 1989, even though that one has not aged very well either. But I found it enjoyable, but there were flaws.
Okay. All right. And we're gonna go over those flaws. We'll discuss them. I'll actually bring up one now. All right. I'll bring up one right now. Yes. When you say it out loud, the Penguin Army dressed with their rocket launchers, tactical swim gear, and the Penguin addressing them like George Patton. Yes, that is ridiculous. Yes, it does kind of feel weird. Like, it is weird for me to say, yes, this is the best movie of the four, and yeah, the Penguin has to address all these penguins. They just go nowhere to go, and they go off into their own things.
Given the ridiculousness of a billionaire dressing up as a bat, I can kind of let that go. Dude, you're a billionaire. You
It's
don't need to dress up as a bat to work out your mommy and daddy issues.
That's what the high price hookers are for. Yeah, let's go over the cast real quick because a good cast does just it deserves a second mention. Michael Keaton, I think this is his best work in this movie. I mean, out of the two,
it's his best work, but he kind of gets relegated in this movie. Just like
Batman.
No,
to a certain extent, in the same way that he was in the original Batman, where it was all about Jack Nicholson.
Right.
In this, he kind of gets relegated as to be second fiddle to Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito.
Right. I feel like he felt a little looser in this role, though. I felt like he was given more freedom in this role because the first one was such a big hit. They kind of let him do a little more.
Well, yeah, the pressure was off. People accepted him. You know, given the controversy when he was casted as Bruce Wayne / Batman, seeing the success of the first one, the pressure was off. You know, he didn't have to prove anything to anybody now that, you know, people accepted him as Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Right.
He was Bruce Wayne in this movie. He wasn't Batman.
Of course he was Batman. He dressed up as Batman.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was Bruce Wayne dressing up as Batman. It wasn't Batman.
Okay. Well, let's be honest. Most of these,
we want to get into a whole philosophical debate about the Batman Bruce Wayne construct.
Movie Batman is never comic book Batman. It really isn't.
No, but there's usually a dichotomy within the character. I did not see a dichotomy in this movie. Even in '89, there was that dichotomy between Batman and Bruce Wayne. There was that darkness behind Bruce Wayne. This one, it was Bruce Wayne. I mean, it really keyed to me when the fact, like, there was this one scene. He was in the he was in the Batcave. He was talking to Alfred. He was, using his regular voice, but he was still dressed as Batman. I'm like, Bruce Wayne's voice coming out of Batman is just it's not natural. It doesn't work.
You know what? Though,
he was trying to
go ahead, Catherine. Sorry.
He's trying to reconcile himself. He's trying to not have this dichotomy, not have this split personality thing. He's trying to become more of a sane person that can actually have a functional relationship. Yeah, and that is why at the end of the movie he removes his mask and continues to address and try to be one whole person and not be so messed up.
Yeah, but
he's trying to be healthier.
For me, that's not Batman though. Batman is the messed up.
Right. But in this universe, in this multiverse of Batman, in this movie, in this universe, Batman has avenged his parents' death. He's killed the man who killed his parents. He doesn't need to go out as Batman. He just chooses to do it now because for him it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
He's got resolution to his internal conflict.
Yeah. That's why I see it as a Bruce Wayne dressing up as Batman, not Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Right.
That's why I say he's just Bruce Wayne in this movie. He's not Batman. Because Batman is a full, completely different personality shift. And he doesn't have that.
But that's like saying that it's a Peter Parker movie, not a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. I mean,
isn't that what the Sam Raimi movies were?
Yeah. We don't talk about that. Spoiling ass bastards. Danny DeVito as the Penguin I think he's delightfully just gross.
He's very cartoon. He's threatening, but also cartoonish in his threateningness.
Well, it's they always, up to that point, they always kind of portrayed the Penguin as sort of like this debonair wannabe kind of sophisticate, gentleman thief.
Yeah.
Which Danny DeVito completely turned that on its head.
Yeah.
Like Andy said, he was just gross. You wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah. I agree. I think that what they did with him in terms of making him more like that mutate, that he's a cast-off, and that other cast-offs have adopted him. I mean, he's very delightfully cartoonishly. And in fact, the majority of his themes are done on Calliope music anyway. So score 1 for Danny Elfman. He did a great job matching the musical tones with all three of the characters.
Although
Right.
it was kind of weird to hearing the Batman theme playing, da 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 da. I see this baby carriage just slowly float down this river.
Oh yeah.
Da 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 da. I was like, where's the excitement? Okay. Floating.
Yeah, but it's a creepy black goth baby carriage.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
it
oh,
is, it
God,
is.
yeah. Well, it is a Tim Burton movie, so it's got to be.
Yeah.
Right. And, I'm sure we all caught the Jesus analogies that it was 33 years later that the Penguin reemerged.
Yeah.
Like Superman.
Gross,
Sure.
gross Jesus.
I thought he was fantastic. Michelle Pfeiffer.
The best thing about the movie.
She is the best thing about all four of the original series of movies.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's a wide berth that you're dealing with from the two good ones and the two bad ones.
Nice to see you.
Oh, God.
Chill. Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman probably reinvigorated the entire fetish dress industry.
Yeah.
It does beg the question, though. I did write this in my notes here. Can you actually sew latex? Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I wasn't sure.
I was just waiting for Catherine to do that too. It's like, damn it, I tried.
I'm going to answer.
I mean, I don't know if you could build the entire costume out of that one leather trench coat that she had. Catherine, I defer to you.
Probably not. Well, it depends on how tall she is and how big the coat was. Maybe it was her ex-boyfriend that didn't show up. I don't know whose coat it was, but it's
not.
I know that
it's not like she needed it to be flowing. Okay, let's
Right.
just say that.
Yeah, it was fitted. The other thing was that the material of the coat and the material that she wears are not quite the same. It is a much thinner material that she's wearing. She went through 17 versions of that suit during filming because it kept, ripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she had to be vacuum sealed into it, which was just, God, I just can't imagine. You know what I loved about that costume, though, was that the more unhinged she became, the more the costume started to tear.
The more
And also-
Frankenstein the more it looked like a Frankenstein monster.
Would you
Also-
call it coming apart at the seams?
I would call it coming apart at the seams, honey.
Go away, Joe!
And I would also, it also indicates, there's the scene where she's putting on the one outfit that she has, according to the movie story, and
Yeah.
Batman's going through his giant Rackle Batman suits and picking one. She's a secretary that lives in a tiny apartment with cats, and he's a billionaire.
I
He's
love that
goes down
scene.
to the lair, he takes off a plug.
I love that scene when they had the date and they're making out on the couch, and it's right after they had their first meeting as Batman and Catwoman, and he lifts up her sleeve and she's got the burn marks
Oh yeah.
from the thing that he threw at her, and then she touches his side and you just see his face just like, "Damn!"
Where she clawed him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought that was fantastic. They did, those two had such amazing chemistry together, and it's funny because out of 7 standalone Batman movies, that's the best chemistry you've ever gotten between the actor playing Batman / Bruce Wayne and another human being.
What? You didn't feel the heat between Christian Bale and Maggie Gyllenhaal?
No, I'm more referring to George Clooney and was it Elle McPherson?
No one cares.
I don't even know.
I would say the only other person that had any kind of kind of relationship chemistry was Michael Goth's Alfred and Bruce Wayne and Michael Keaton.
Absolutely. I mean, Michael Goff is he's just such the unsung MVP
Alfred.
of these. This one, what did I say? I know I screwed that up.
Just,
Alfred.
He's so Alfred.
Yeah. His just interaction in this movie is so fantastic. Just the fact that now he's got now that Bruce is comfortable being Batman and everything, now he's the one who's got to like make up the stories and just tell him just make up an excuse or a dirty limerick or something. What has come to mind, madam?
One has just sprung to mind.
I think, he's just so good in that. And then, I mean, you got Christopher Walken, who is just pretty much playing Christopher Walken at the beginning of the Walken era.
Yep.
He used to just be a character actor.
The Continental.
Yes. But he's so good.
The Continental.
He's so good in this movie because he's so imposing. I mean, there's that scene of him in the office with Selena before he pushes her out the window. And he's just so there in her area. Just like getting her to admit something that she's not doing. And then he pulls back for a second. Everybody in the audience takes that breath.
That breath of
Before
relief.
he pushes her out.
Yeah. Might suggest you don't confess to the bad guy that you know all their secrets.
Right.
just a word of advice,
Yeah. Well, she even said, it's not like you can kill me.
You don't ever say that either.
Right.
Poor naive girl.
Well, maybe if she had met Fred's hand. Hey, Max, remember me? I'm Fred's hand.
Want to meet any other body parts?
Oh, I think the hardest I laughed in that entire interrogation scene between the Penguin and Shrek was where the documents. I would have seen to him that they were shredded, and he pulls them out. He says, "A little patience and a lot of tape and a little patience makes all the difference."
Yeah, and that's why I have a cross cutter.
Overall, I enjoyed the action in this. It's a little better than the ones from the first movie, because it is more like Batman just a dude just coming at him, and now he gets to use more gadgets. He gets to use his little Game Boy Batarang.
This is still a Batman that doesn't know how to fight, though.
It's a Batman that is incapable of moving. They didn't fix that.
It's hard to fight when you can't turn your neck.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Okay.
There aren't a lot of martial arts styles that take shoulder movement into account. Moving your shoulders.
Right, exactly. And your arm movements are limited to getting up this high.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say though, I think this is one of my more favorite movie suits. It fit better. I mean, you had the actual body armor as opposed to like the musculature. But the mask fits so much better than in that first movie.
Yeah.
I mean, his head was floating around in that first one.
And it doesn't have nipples on it, so.
Well, yeah, that would just come. That would come 3 years later.
Honestly,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if I like the suit, but I like the Batflex suit better. The Batflex suit is more organic.
I
more
mean,
natural.
Yeah, my favorite bat suit is definitely from either Batman Begins or Dark Knight.
Yeah, I like the Dark Knight suit, even though I do feel that all the gray in it makes it look like it's the inside of a camera bag.
Yeah.
We gotta keep Catherine engaged here. I saw her yawn.
Sorry. I've been up since 6 and I had a 12-hour day at work.
I understand. Getting to like the Christmas theming of this movie, though, I mean, the stuff with the tree lighting and then being attacked by the circus gang, the Masquerade Ball.
I do have one little nitpick about the Masquerade Ball.
Yeah.
It's a high society Masquerade Ball. Why is there an orchestral version of Super Freak playing in the background?
Because it's a bunch
Susie
of what's that?
It's Susie and the Banshees.
No, they did play Super Freak though. I remember that
Yeah.
before they cut to Susie and the Banshees. But it's essentially a bunch of stodgy white people looking to get down.
Yep.
Super Freak is not going to do it for them. I don't care how much cocaine they're snorting. They're not doing Super Freak.
Right. Well, then again, neither would Susie and the Banshees. I think that song's fantastic, but that's not the song you play in a party. That's a song that you write for a movie to try to get an Oscar nomination. Yeah, and also, by the way, Mike, in case it escaped you, the entire party is being held in the department store.
Yep.
Is that the one that Catwoman blew up and that they never mentioned again before in the rest of the movie?
Yeah, that one. Taking away things I love, Mike.
That's why they're having the party over in the bedding section and not in the appliances section. Trex is a big department store. That part is, walked off with plastic, and they're partying over there.
Yeah. I love that scene though where she's blowing up that area and she subdued the two guards and they're like, "Don't hurt us, lady. Our take home's only like 25 or something."
300.
It's only 300. You're overpaid. Hit the road.
Yep.
Yeah. I've got a whip. You've got two guns. Hold on while I whip your guns away. Don't shoot. Come on. No, done. Okay, now run.
Did manage to squeeze a shot off. It just didn't hit her.
No, they didn't get a shot off.
I thought I heard a shot. I heard when the whip hit. I think one of the guns does go off.
Nope.
No. All right. Well, she's just too fast for them, and sexy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they're probably distracted.
Oh, right. That I'll give them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so much fun Christmas stuff in there. The mistletoe line is one of my favorite lines in all of superhero moviedom. Mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it, but a kiss is even deadlier if you mean it.
Yep.
It was a good line.
It is an incredibly good line. You know what's interesting too? You know who wrote this movie?
I've not used that in my entire adulthood.
I wish I could use it. You know who actually wrote this movie?
Who?
Daniel Waters, who did Heathers.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. It was so. What's interesting is it is incredibly. It's a very different type of script for him, but you can definitely tell that there's a bit of
Gen
arsenic.
X malaise.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of arsenic in the dialogue, which I think worked really well with this one.
There's a lot of dark humor in there as well.
There's a lot of dark humor in there. Not to mention the fact that the Penguin is essentially just the second he becomes a debonair man about town, he's a total grab ass lech.
Oh yeah. he is the definition of #MeToo.
Right.
Oh,
exactly. And if he hadn't been killed in the liberation of Gotham, then I'm sure some lawsuits would be happening. I just enjoyed that a lot. I really enjoyed his portrayal. I just loved. It's tough for me to really put into words because this movie's 26 years old, and 26 years old. I just adore this movie. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable. I liked Michelle Pfeiffer. I liked Michael Keaton. I liked Dan DeVito.
Especially when you reflect that it would be 13 years after this movie came out that we'd get a good Batman movie again.
Right.
Yeah.
There were just a lot of script issues I had with it. This movie is an ode to Plot Convenience Playhouse.
And
It's also
I can definitely.
it's right before everybody had a copy of the DVD, a copy of the VHS, and just watched it over and over and over and over again.
Well, I mean, like, how did the Penguin get the blueprints, the detailed blueprints of the Batmobile?
Who knows?
How did Batman find out about the rocket-propelled penguins?
He's Batman.
Yeah.
They got
Mike, it was
spies.
1992. We didn't have the internet to help us think about these things.
I would.
To go to movies, and we used to enjoy them. And then we get the video cassette, and we watch it and enjoy it again.
I know. Those are just like some nitpicks that just sprung to my as I was watching. It was like, he's controlling the Batmobile. How did he figure out how to do that?
Right. And
You
one of the other
separate
things,
film from movies.
in this day and age, we have become a little spoiled with our
movies that make sense. Who knows?
We didn't really get another grounded superhero movie until 2005 when Batman Begins came out. So, I mean, you're allowed to have what?
X-Men. I thought X-Men was pretty grounded. To a certain extent.
To a certain extent, except for the 2-minute tunnel that you go through between. Do you know what happens when a toad is struck by lightning?
Yeah.
One sec. The same thing that happens to everything else.
Hey, that's a sticky tongue, all right?
Oh, God. It just...
Poor Ray Park.
And this... What's that?
Poor Ray Park. They wouldn't even give him Snake Eyes into the Snake Eyes solo movie.
Oh. This is just one of those movies. I think that if you saw it when it came out, you love this movie. With a couple of exceptions. I know my friend Steve does not like this movie, care for this movie at all.
Yeah,
does Steve like anything?
He does, believe it or not. He actually does. He does have a heart. He does like things. This movie, I think, was just because he chose to surround himself with artistic types who all love this movie. It's like, I don't get it. I just truly feel like this movie, you couldn't make this movie today, and not in you Blazing Saddles kind of way. I'm just talking. This type of movie just doesn't exist anymore.
No. At its core, fundamentally, this is a Tim Burton movie. It's
Absolutely.
not a Batman movie. It's not a comic book movie. It's just a Tim Burton movie in comic book dressing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will still attest to. I believe this is Danny Elfman's better Batman score.
Yep.
Better theming. Better fanfare for other characters other than Batman. Like I mentioned earlier, the Calliope music, like the crazy strings and guitar that they played for Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And also the cinematography, I think, goes unmentioned a lot. I like what they did with this. This was Stefan Zapsky, who also was the director of photography for Ed Wood. And I like the bluish. I like the way it was kind of shot in like a gray blue.
I gotta say, those flyby shots over the abandoned zoo.
Yeah,
those look. I mean, I felt like I was watching Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's very Burton. The models are models.
Yeah, they're good models too, but they're definitely Burton-esque models.
I agree. Yes, absolutely. So, any parting thoughts on Batman Returns, Catherine?
It's great, good fun. I'm planning to watch it again sometime soon. But yeah, it's fun. It's not brilliant and inspiring unless you want to trying to remember how to fit into a latex suit. But it's just fun.
Yeah.
And there's more to it than you would have expected going into it. So
I gotcha. Yes. Joe.
Yeah, no, I'm Catherine. I'm gonna have to revisit it. It was a fun movie. I enjoyed it when it came out. It was the last good Batman movie we were gonna get for 13 years, and so it holds a special place in a lot of fans' hearts and mine too. It is a very good Batman movie, or good comic book movie, or a good Tim Burton movie.
Mike,
whatever your proclivities are.
Mike?
I think just a couple of remaining thoughts. Catwoman's kind of rebirth.
Yeah.
Did have kind of a vaguely mystical feeling to it, and she did kind of have like quasi 9 lives after that. Not a nitpick. was an interesting take on it.
Right.
And also, I thought that Chip looked like the love child of Robert Zadar in a rock.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Robert Zadar is, look him up.
Steroids and inbreeding, my boy. Steroids and inbreeding. I still include this every 5 years or so. We do our top 20 superhero movies list. This movie has never left my top 20. With the dearth of amazing MCU movies that are out there and the good, really great Batman movies that are out there, this is still in there. This and Superman the movie will maybe never leave this. I feel bad punting this one. I really would. Again, I have a very special place in my heart for this movie. Again, just like Joe said, 13 years in between. That's a teenager.
That is.
So,
how sad is that?
So, if you enjoyed Batman Returns, didn't enjoy it, felt we missed out on something, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Geek Salad on YouTube, and don't forget, all four of us host a podcast, Geek Salad, which you can get at geeksalad.podbean.com. You can get it at Stitcher, at iTunes, at Spotify, at Google Music, and you get the audio stream right here at YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio and on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast. So this is our last Christmas episode of the year. We did 3 this month, so feeling pretty good. It's honestly, it's because Christmas is falling on a Tuesday this year. Christmas Eve is on a Monday, and tomorrow's my last day off before Christmas. So that's it for us for the Christmas videos. Maybe between now and next year, Mike, you'll be able to watch The Long Kiss Goodnight.
If you can tell me where to find it, sure.
The library, my boy. The library.
Long Kiss Goodnight. That Gina Davis and Samuel.
Yeah.
And
I
some other
watched it
people
already, and I really enjoyed it a lot more than I remember enjoying it, and I had just as much fun watching it the second time around.
Okay.
So, Mike, don't forget the library.
When you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and umption.
That. And when he's got I got this big fucking gun. Yeah, well, this ain't no ham on rye. Sorry, I'm late. I was thinking ham on rye line. So anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Batman.
I'm Joe.
I'm Catwoman.
Go forth, be nerdful, and Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Talk to you
Christmas.
in the-
Happy holiday.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.